So now you've accounted for things like mass and all that. Now we're going to add more mass to it, so get ready. Go to Mobility in ACF. Go to Engines, and select an engine that would be good for your weight class. Now, I'm dealing with a tank that's probably going to be around 20 tons at max. Probably closer to 10 because this is a light vehicle. But what you're going to want to do is select an engine that you think will have a good power to weight ratio. So if I'm saying 10 tons, that's a lot of horsepower. That's way more than I'm going to need. So I'm going to bring it down. That looks like a good power to weight ratio to me. So a 9-liter V8 is going to go in the rear of my vehicle. I'm going to make sure this back part is facing back here because I'm going to have the differential in the rear. I'm going to use precision alignment here because it's just much easier to place things. And with this guy, make sure you're welding it to the base prop. So next, what you're going to want to do is go to Mobility still, go to Gearboxes, and I'm going to do an automatic 5-speed. You're going to want a transaxial dual clutch. And mine I'm going to do a large because that's just the best it can handle a tank. Now you're going to need to edit the speeds based on how your tank moves. But that shouldn't be too much an issue. I need to move this engine around a little bit. So I'll move this back a full unit here. A little bit of trial and error involved in this too, but don't worry about it. Like seriously, it's not really that time consuming. You're just perfecting things at this point. Also make sure that, yep, these will not link unless I bring this back just a little bit. Now should they link? Nope. Alright, well then, I'll just go to precision. The different precision, I've got a different precision tool here too. You don't have to really do any of this, but I'm gonna pull this back. There we go. And then link these to your wheels. I'm gonna need to compensate for the space wasted here. It would probably be better if I no-cladded this guy. And then got this. Yeah, here. You can skip over this part if you want, but this is just me messing with where I'm gonna put this clutch guy. This gearbox. It is a necessary step to have a gearbox and all that, of course, because you're driving the tank and it's ACF. But just be careful where you're putting it, and then weld. And you've got yourself a gearbox and an engine for your tank. Again, a little bit of trial and error involved. You're still going to need to edit this. What you're also going to want to do is put a seat in your vehicle. I like to put mine around the area where the turret's going to be just so my head doesn't poke out, but you can change that if you want. And also in terms of seats, good, I want it to look like that, so my feet don't hang out the bottom. Never know what could happen if your feet are hanging out the bottom. Just smack it right about there. Well, no, I want the turret a bit further back than that, so we'll just put it there. Alright, now, next few steps. Go to expression. Now select whatever driving chip you have You're gonna need to do a little bit of searching for any of these because I don't really know how to do expression. That's just not my kind of coding. But I'm gonna say easy tank movement. And I'm gonna put this here. Also, I'm gonna sit down and just see like where I am. Yeah, I'll be well within the turret area. Don't worry if you're covering up your hydraulics because your hydraulics are controlled by this guy now. But anywho, you've got that, and I go to pod controller. You can go ahead and just like slap it on your seat, and I am an idiot. Go ahead, slap it on your seat, link it to the seat, and then you should be done with just those two for now. You're going to be adding more later, but right now, that's all that's really important. CVT, I'll create that, but it's not really a CVT. Active. It's active. Darn it, I'm having a bad day with ACF right now. Throttle to throttle. Gear. Actually, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to copy this guy. Save a new iteration. Even though it's not really completed. I'm going to be sure. Well, first of all, I'm supposed to weld these things. Make sure you're welding everything and all that, because that's a little bit important. As you can see, it drives. It does drive. Looks like my suspension will need a little bit of work. I'm not really going to have a 1-ton gun anyways, so I might as well change that up a bit. So wait, I'll go to like 750 to compensate for all that. Yeah. And you also probably want a counterweight in the front. Usually this would be the counterweight, but I guess to fix some problems, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the factor here double. Apologies. Sneeze. Okay. There we go. That's more like it. Suspension's holding me up a bit better. And I did something stupid. Yay. I forgot a constraint. This is important. So what you're going to want to do is go to ball socket center tool if you have that, or just ball socket advanced. And I'm going to create a dupe for this because I don't know if this was the right one. I'll check with you on that. But what this should do first of all, it's ball socket center, not axis center, you dingus. Yep, okay, so copy these settings for ball socket center. And then create a link between all your wheels. And what this will do is it makes all the wheels match the rotation and rate of rotation, so that when you're driving, it drives when the back wheel is not on the ground. Now, as you can see, my tank doesn't really drive that fast, but it's a light tank and it's got a good engine. Well, it's because I haven't really edited the gearbox for that purpose. And I think I really do need to put counterweight in the front, or else I'm gonna have some problems. But you see, it does drive. That's a good thing. And it does steer. That's another good thing. It doesn't steer well, but it steers. So what you're going to want to do is go back to your ACF. And you're going to want to change your gear system. So over here, instead of at 0.9 kilometers per hour for an upshift, I'm going to set it to about, what, like 5 for gear 2. I'm going to set it to about 15, 25. This is experimental, so please don't think that it's necessary that you copy my exact settings. This is based on what your tank is designed as. I don't even know if this will work all that well. Yep, my tank's accelerating. As you can see, seems to work pretty well. Now, I'm going to change the settings off camera a bit so that this tank is optimal for its speed. But as far as you know, this is how it's supposed to be done. Again, the way you set up your gearbox is going to be specific to how you want your tank to be. And actually, I'm starting to think I might actually change the gearbox to be the front. I'm not sure yet. And we'll just see how this operates here. Good, torsion bars are working as intended. I really should put a counterweight in this thing. But as far as anybody's really concerned, that's really the end of this tutorial. Now, I'm gonna do a few more edits before I really finish the video. Like, for instance, changing the weight here to 500 for now. It'll adjust from time to time, but And then this differential, yeah, no. Okay, so I'll put the differential in the front. And I'll have to make the final drive negative 0.5. So that can go here. And I'm going to need to accommodate my structure for this. But yeah. And then, can I remove constraints from this guy? Is that a thing I can do? No. I'll just respawn the engine then. Then the 9-liter V8 petrol engine. And then I'll put this all the way in the back. That makes things nice and easy to hook up. Weld both these guys. And then I'll have to do a little bit of rewiring. So CVT needs to go here. Throttle, throttle, active, active. Now that should balance out the weight of this vehicle. Yeah, so now it's not like back heavy. A little bit front heavy actually. That's because the engine's actually lighter than the gearbox. I have inverted the steering in the process though. I'll have to fix that off camera. But anywho, this is just, you know, simple building your first chassis and suspension on an ACF tank. I know there are plenty of ACF tank tutorials, but mine's going to be different in that we're using a suspension, and I'm going to go over all the theory with like armor and what's the best to use for all this. It looks like I don't have power to get there. I got myself a little bit stuck. Come on, you can do this. I believe in you. Come on. Well, that's enough for this tutorial. I'll see you all in the next one. The next tutorial will be on things such as the structure armor of your tank and how to organize kind of the interior. So you're going to get the general structure. And then the third tutorial will be the turret and the gun and all that good stuff. If you're doing a tank destroyer, you'll have to, you know, edit that a little bit. But in the first place, this is just, you know, the engine, suspension, seating tutorial. I hope you all enjoyed, got some information from this, and I'll be providing the next ones soon. Be sure to check out my other content, like this video, subscribe. I'm creating a new KSP series, Kerbal Conquest, with somebody. So keep an eye out on that. The trailer's already out. And don't forget to leave a like, because I like likes, yes. But anywho, we'll see you all next time, alright? Bye-bye.